I hope this reaches every mother on Mother Earth,
From the gorgeous grown woman
to the wonderful wise widow.
all the way down to the lovely little girl.
Men have failed you, and we're sorry.
This apology may be late, like trying to find your classes on the first day of school.
Might feel empty like the stomach of a child whose parents were denied government assistance, but it's still necessary.
Necessary like the benediction of a Sunday service.
If I was your father, I'd apologize for being the stereotypical magician who never finished his tricks. I don't know, maybe you found my disappearing acts impressive, but how could you when I never returned for your applause? See, pulling a rabbit out of a hat would have paled in comparison to pulling our family back together. When I was present, I was so emotionally cut off that it was no surprise if I could saw you in half, especially since I didn't make you whole again when the world said you were half the woman you should be. And I'd abracadabra the woman you would be if I could be a better example of what a father pursuing your mother looks like. It looks like showering her with time and affection. But I clearly didn't watch the way my apathy left your mother in a drought and you thirsting for another man's promise of a wishing well.
At this wishing well, I'd ask for more chances to teach. If I was your brother, I'd raise my standards before I raise my fists and decide that violence is not the only way to effectively fight a thing. But too often us brothers and self-proclaimed good guys are just as responsible for the plague that victimizes our women. We infect our conversation with the virus that views them as fantasy first and sacred second. As your brother, I'd examine my language and quiz myself on every piece of advice that dissipated from these lips. Take all the red ink I found and mark it on the doorpost of my heart as if to say that after God has shown us who we are, we must grow our character before he can entrust us with what he has promised. I apologize for wearing the clothes of ungodly men, for camouflaging into a world that call you property and not prize, for contributing to the debt of men who owe everything to the nurturing of a woman. We can't take any credit.
And before you roll credits, let's imagine I was your ex. Let's be real. If I was your ex, you'd either turn this off due to a disgusted disinterest, or morbid curiosity would keep your eyelids segregated just long enough to see if my mouth would pay your heart its reparations. After dragging your love through 40 acres like a mule, I at least owed you that. Because the effort I gave in crossing the Atlantic Ocean of your emotions to acquire the motherland of your being deceived you into believing I'd always put in work. Truth is, I didn't behold you as being made in the image of God, just belittle you to feel like you were only worth 3/5 of my time.
If I was your ex, I'd dine with you in innocence, chew and spit out every lie that I felt rising up on my tongue. I'd hold your hand as if God was holding the other, and never ask you to do anything that will require you to let go of his. I apologize for not breaking my body into change, for not burning my pride on the altar of grace. You are not a compilation of anyone's mistakes, a closet full of anyone's secrets.
And it's no secret that we're supposed to be your protectors, friends, and lovers.
But we've devolved into being
destructive enemies who leave you smothered.
So even as your
Fathers, brothers, and boyfriends, we've exposed ourselves to be broken sinners. We're just men. But you have a perfect father who doesn't see you as an accident because he envisioned you with purpose. In his arms, you'll find rest, realizing he doesn't just rock you to sleep, but he watches you sleep and feels your pain. I'm not talking sympathy. I mean, literally, he feels your pain with healing. He's your kin. He is your friend.
You stick closer than a brother. He shed his blood for the right for you to be called temple. He had not silenced himself among the talk of foolish men. He defended you. And when the shame of your life rises up and tries to stone you, he stands in front of the line of condemnation and tells it to go home too.
He's not settling like others to be your bro or friend with benefits. He knew before you were formed in your mother that you've been a fit for his matrimony. This groom never needed you to close your eyes for him to be the man of your dreams.
Doesn't see you as damsel in distress, yet he makes war for your heart.
He's the real thing. What all the copycats you fantasized about pretend to be. We're sorry for failing you.
But moreover for playing make-believe like we aren't the villains on our worst day and auditioning sidekicks on our best.
This is the apology for every time men didn't give an apology. But you really don't need an apology, because every time we fail to say sorry, Christ steps up to say, I am Savior.
He's the perfect father,
friend,
brother,
and lover of your soul. So love him with all your soul, because we all fall short, but in every way that men fell short, he rose.